Let's see what's on the menu. Looks like we got the syndicates. Kill 20 enemies while riding a K drive. Doable. It's gonna take a look. Well, let's knock it out. Got a sortie to do. And I definitely need to do the event again. Let's do the sortie first. Defense spy. The hijack. Okay. Fun stuff. I actually had to look it up because I've never seen the legendary core. And apparently a legendary core maxes out a mod without costing any resources and no credits. Which is cool. Not as cool as I thought it would be for as rare an item it is, but hey. Probably not going to get one anyway. It's 0.18% drop chance. So definitely not great odds.
Come on!
Come on.
Wise founder, protect your avaricious servant.
Wow, that was quick. Guy juking. He's slightly going forward.
Bleeding out!
some reason I thought the target was in the middle. I didn't realize there was a guy walking around. It's just not that big of a deal. Anomaly or whatever it is.
They've got me. Tenno, help!
Anybody give that guy a secondary? That is open. Alright.
Transference still holding.
Halfway there. I mean, I wish there was an option just to send them all at once. But, we got this. looks like they're slowed down so much. They're not like coming down here. Double-edged sword, I guess. Two more. Distract. Oh,
that's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
$31 on the Aquaplasma. Not too shabby. Hopefully I can knock this out pretty quick. Come on, you guys are doing the sortie to do the sortie. Hope this isn't like the Archwing one. Or Archwing.
Keep going. Nobody else
Oh,
here.
damn.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands.
on the offensive.
Well then.
Everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Quick enough.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Switch frames or something? What's going on? Maybe we'd all do Hildrens. Do infinite shield. Tetra.
We are here to hijack a Corpus rover loaded with valuable cargo and escort it to our extraction point. The Corpus are trying to scavenge anything of value from these crashed ships. This rover is carrying their most important finds. You're still in the clear, no protection from enemy sensors. Active, but wait. Corpus had remotely connected its power cell. Hold on. I will reconfigure the rover to draw power from your shields. So far, so good.
Super helpful.
Going. That rover's contents will be a huge boost to our cause. You have almost reached the extraction point. Keep fighting.
shields are 0, it's not moving forward. It's like the game a little bit, and it takes a little bit. It's fine. I got it. Flawless victory.
Got it. Let's head home.
Makes sense. I mean, cool, I guess. So that allows the
Well put together, operator.
this mod.
Now get out there and
Cut down the...
make the Lotus proud.
I have extra points. Oh, magazine capacity would be pretty sweet. But I gotta get reload speed. Reload speed on this thing is so slow. Yeah, I had shotgun spaz on it before for fire rate, but minus spread, minus fire rate. Whoa. So it turns into like a slug at the end, but it shoots like really slow. That's kind of interesting.
Operator, did you hear that? It said... Cosmic
Damage
background
extra
radiation
slow.
is a riot!
Damn, that sounds pretty good too. If anything, I should upgrade that card. Kind of interested to see what that would do. Oh, it lowers the accuracy like a mother. Right, it probably spreads like crazy. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what that does. I gotta go with max ammo. Ooh, it's just enough. Because I did projectile speed before, which, I mean, is awesome, but... Okay, I'm gonna try that out, and if I like it, I'll keep it, but if I don't, then it's gonna go back to, it's gonna go to reload speed, because, yeah, like I said, the reload speed kinda sucks. At some point I might have to roll that, Riven, see if I can get it, just something better. Alright. Alright, let's knock out this key drive thing real quick. Jealous. No, actually, Earth is probably easier now. Because there's... Check out these real quick. Because there's infested there, and should be pretty easy kills. What the hell? Why?
devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
Is that how I do it? Oh, babies, wow. That's so much. Beast.
once knew a hunter who, in dire straits, walked many days using 2 of these animals as shoes. Female. Properly skinned and sewn, a huaca can make for a useful improvised water skin.
I have taken another life!
Well, well, well. Looks like some serious crud is going down out there. Here's to you, anonymous troublemaker.
Hunter, this particular bow is close to going full methyl. A timely catch. Female. I do love Kavats. I hate what this loathsome virus makes of them. I'll be glad to cure this bow and find them a more suitable home. Female. Look at the fight in this one. The viral load in its veins must be immense. I'll prepare a double dose of curative. Female. How many animals have been drained by this bow? How many nests and lairs wiped out? Still, we cure and persevere.
Alright, good stuff. Yep, next thing is a couple syndicate missions. I'll go turn those in, get some points. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough to go on to the next ones, but probably the next day or two. Let's change this.
It is time for those against us to pay.
This is a rescue mission. We need to find and liberate the hostage before any harm comes to them.
The Grenier deteriorate over time. Is that what makes them violent?
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here. There's no telling what the captors are doing to our rescue target. You need to find the holding cell immediately.
Some honored marks.
time is strong.
Most likely northwest.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
I hate that you should be like so precise with this thing. Come on.
The hostage is almost out of time. Hurry. The captive will be in one of these cells. Search them.
I will not forget this, Tenno.
Prisoner located. We need to get them back to command in one piece. Find your way to the exits. Don't leave the subject behind.
Override established. Security protocols momentarily disabled.
Alarms successfully hacked. The location is returning to normal security levels.
I need a weapon.
This dude does not care about all the things. I didn't realize there were so many people here. I thought it was just me and that other dude. I was not watching.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Okay, Tenno, a lot of people are depending on you to get this done.
You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Nice, at least I'm getting some high value ones. So when I do turn these in, they'll give me more points for
Plans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here.
For the Tenno.
Let's get it. he's sticking. Nobody got time for marks. Dog barking at something.
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
Oh, cool. That's the other thing I actually really need is argon. Tons of argon. To cover like a survival or something. I'm not sure if you can get argon from rockers. Really or something.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
Should probably.
I'm in, Tenno.
Not bad.
This will take a moment. Still working. Continue to defend. Location reached. Drop in and defend our position. In, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. Keep moving. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were against us, Tenno. Mission complete. Another job well executed.
Always coming up next.
It's probably faster.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the arms now, and they will start destroying the data. Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve the data before the data destruction is complete. It's too late. We've lost this data. You will need to be more careful with the next vault. The data we retrieved will have to suffice. Get to extraction.
If it's useful, do it.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
This is time for a new melee weapon. I'll find out some of those I sold are probably going to be used. Nice OS 10 strung. This is not a thing I have. I don't have enough to level it anyway.
Do you remember the old war,
Okay,
operator?
so I got this.
I make exceptions for the exceptional.
Don't have enough to do anything there.
That's
Okay,
all from
that's
me.
fine. Alright, do I even want to do these? Well, actually, I need a melee. Kind of more level ones that I know I can get rid of. Really like doing the damage for speed thing. Alright, that definitely helps. Do a 2. Alright. Alright, should I just trade these in? Yeah. That defense is 5,800. Alright, might as well do them, I guess, with the... Hey, Bloopy Art. Sorry, I don't have my second monitor up. So unfortunately, it's just going back and forth. Taking the time to do that. Late response here. I should have it up. I actually this last week, so just gonna get everything together, set back up. But I should probably have that by say tomorrow. Thursday probably next time. Okay, that should help a little bit. Yeah, the gameplay is generally pretty loud. Especially the Arc of Plasma, this thing. Should probably turn that down just a bit. Oh, polygamy, huh? Polygamy? A new frame on Amazon Prime. That's pretty cool. What did you get for Amazon Prime? Because I have Amazon Prime also. Like the new thing was an ephemera. A long time ago they gave away Trinity Prime and the Vectis Prime. But I didn't think they were still doing that. Gotta help out the doggos, you know.
Strike.
Oh, the Loki skin. Right. Yeah, not too long ago they did the TennoCon, and they gave away Loki Prime, which is pretty sweet, and the Redeemer, which is a good blade. And perhaps they give the skin with it, I think? It's been a minute since I actually looked at it. As much fun as gun blades are, there are other weapons that are just generally better. or at least that I level, have all the mods for and everything, ribbons and everything. Poor doggos. Oh, nice. Very good. So what level are you in? Or what are you working on now? Do you have have you gotten another frame to level up? Oh, Loki itself. Okay, so you got Loki with it. Right, right. Yeah, very cool. So I'm guessing you're relatively new to the game then. I guess if you just, because I have two friends that started, and I was helping them level and stuff. And one of them got 30 with Excalibur, and then his buddy joined us a little bit later. I think we got him to 18 on Mag. So I think he had just completed Earth and started working on, we got him through a little bit of Venus, and then he started working on Mars. Oh, okay, you just started a couple days ago. Okay, well, your journey has begun, and there's a ton to do and places to explore, and so many enemies to kill, for sure. The gun that I'm using is actually from the new Sisters event, that Sisters of Pablos. This is the Tenet Arcoplasmor. So the Arcoplasmor is as you can see, it's like a plasma shotgun. The Arca part of it is basically it like bounces. So you can kind of see it bouncing when it hits things, and like goes off things, which is pretty useful in tight quarters or weird angled rooms. And then I also put a mod on it that gives it like a spread damage, which I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it or not. Like it does like a wider spread and extra damage. Which is nice, but the reload on this thing is kind of slow, so I'm kind of debating whether or not to change it to faster reload. Autofill just basically auto-selects the mods for that weapon that it thinks are basically the ones that you want. So most of the time you'll see the basics, Serration, which is extra damage. You'll get the multi-shot, so every shot will hit like 2 or 3 times per hit. Sometimes, depending on the weapon, they'll do like cold damage or fire. Just kind of also depends on like what the natural state of that weapon is. This one does radiation, so when you add toxin or electric to it, it increases that radiation damage.
I'll put these to responsible use, which is more than you would have done.
Yeah, excellent. So I just maxed this Magnus here, so I'm gonna get rid of that. What I'm kind of in the process of doing while I'm working on other stuff is maxing out weapons that I haven't used before. As you'll notice, like I'm at level 24. That's like a personal rank. That rank is increased by maxing out, gaining experience in frames, weapons, companions, things like that. So if you're like this Warframe is maxed, I'm not getting extra affinity or personal experience from my Warframe now. So what I'm doing is going through and I bought a bunch of things off the market for credits, even weapons that aren't great, just ones I haven't used before. And I'm leveling up to 30, and then I'm selling them. So like this thing is kind of powerful, but I have weapons that are far, far better. So chances are I'm never going to use it. If I ever needed it again, I can buy it off the market, the blueprint off the market, and just rebuild it. Let's see what we have here for secondaries. We can use these. Gara's signature glass weapons. Increased projectile speed when wielded by Gara. Actually, those are kind of good, and I probably won't want to sell those. Excess stud. Yeah, so you can add capacity to a frame by leveling it, but the other thing is there'll be events, either by events or actually there was one the other day that was in a
how the Tenno arm themselves.
in Invasion, which is these guys,
Observe.
where you have the choice of which side you go on, and they're giving away you get a Orkan reactor, and that's what you're looking for. So an Orkan reactor will double the mod capacity of a Warframe. So when you go to upgrades, you'll see at the bottom there's actions, mods, etc. But if you hit that actions, you can do the auto installs for the mods. This Orkan reactor is what you'd use to double the capacity of that frame that you're using. They're kind of rare. Like they're not like super easy to get. I mean, you do get them every once in a blue moon, but you probably don't get enough to put them on like every Warframe that you have. So I'd pick a Warframe that you really like, or one that you're expecting that you're going to use quite a bit, in order to use one of those on it, and then yeah, you'll get double the mod capacity on it. The next option, that polarization, is is kind of useful too. So you get these things, these formas, which are these little puzzle piece looking guys, and that'll change the polarity, right? One of those symbols will go onto a mod slot on your Warframe. It'll reset your Warframe back to level like unranked, level 0. But when you put a mod with the same symbol on it, it'll half the cost of it. So mods that cost like a ton, I'll show you right here. Yeah, so like all these are halved. So this redirection would normally cost 14, but because I have it in I used a forma, and because it has that slot, which is called whatever this thing is, I remember all the names, Vizerin, because this is a Vizerin mod, it's half the cost of it, and that's why I was able to put, you're able to put higher level, higher level or higher costing mods in a frame. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's there's a lot to learn. The tutorial does a pretty good job of just kind of the basics with like, oh, these are mods, this is how you install them, like you got to upgrade them. But when you're getting kind of into the specifics of like what do all these like options do and how to do things with them, there isn't a lot of information. It's like you have to go in there and read the little like info thing on them. Yeah, the fashion frames, definitely. Yeah, I mean people are paying money for just skins. I mean that's one of the main money makers of the game, which is crazy to me. Yeah, like I'll spend like in-game credits and stuff on maybe like a helmet or change the colors. Like this is Hildren. This isn't even a prime Warframe, but I kind of colored it like it is prime just because I feel special, I guess that way. But you can get Hildren from the event that's going on right now, which is the Thermia fractures. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you had like a unless you're one using a pretty decent frame, or you have some people that can help you out to do it, because there is like a boss battle in it, and you do have to kill it like multiple times to get the parts. So it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, you want to do it, but you want to wait until you're ready. You can also get a weapon called the Opticore Vandal, and that is a really good weapon. Um, Basically, I went almost the whole game with Hildren and the Opticore Vandal. Once I got those two, like I was able to get really far before I really had to like worry about other frames and um, other things. Autofill will, I mean, it will use the available um, capacity. So as long as however many are in there, it'll just like fill it with what it thinks is the best. And most of the time, it's like it's going to be those basic like um, couple that are like for everybody. So even okay, so like I just got this weapon. Oh no, I was actually going to look up what that weapon was before I claimed it, because I'm trying to claim weapons that are ones I'm not going to keep, so I can sell them and not have to buy extra spaces. I think it was called a stub, wasn't it? I forgot. Let's see. Stug. Stug funny. There is a Warframe wiki if you haven't seen that. So you can just like Google Warframe wiki or Warframe and then an item, and it'll like come up in their list, and you can learn how to make it, where to get it. Um, it's a pretty good resource. Like I use it quite a bit. Okay, so the Stug is from the market. So I'm just gonna go ahead and claim that, and I'll use that one because then I know once it gets level 30, I can just sell it. Actually, these haikus I could probably sell too. See, I used a form. It's level 1 because I used a format on it, but that was when I first started, and I was like, oh, these things are fun, and like I might, be able to use these things. And then I got the Prime version, so there's kind of no point in formatting them. And you'll get those too. Oh, actually, that ballistic I could use too. I'm gonna do that one first. All right, so I'm just gonna do the auto install, and so you can see it'll. Well, I don't need that, but Hornet Strike is kind of the basic default. It just does extra damage. Barrel Diffusion is the multi-shot, and then Sure Shot does status chance. This doesn't really have status, but the statuses would be the impact, the puncture, and the slash, which all do different things. So like puncture reduces armor, or damage reduces the target's damage output. Slash is like a bleed over time, and impact is chance of the target will be vulnerable to finishers with low health. Which honestly, like it's not that big of a deal as a secondary weapon, like because I'm not generally going to use it. Um, some weapons, like this one here, because it's a tenet weapon. There's a couple others that do this, tenet and the lich Kuva weapons can be maxed out to level 40, but you have to keep using formas on them, and that's why you see this one at level 38. So I've used 4 formas on it. Every time you use one, it goes up to 2 levels higher. So I could use another forma on this, and if I did, it would be to change this out. See that it's red? It's the wrong symbol. So it's actually costing more, but because I have so much capacity on this thing, it doesn't really matter. I just kind of want to get to 40 to max it out and just say I did it. I don't think there's any real reason. It might do a little bit more damage, but it's not going to do that much. I'm going to put on tactical pump, reload speed, and we're going to see how that feels. Yeah, so starting off, you're not going to have to worry too much about those things. You're going to get a weapon in the story that's going to be able to do that. You can get them in the market. So in the market, you can look at there's actually like when you go to the market, you can go to like primary weapons and then filter them. So you can filter the blueprints that are available for credits. So that's one way to do it. Some of those are pretty low level. They're not like, most of them aren't the greatest weapons, but a lot of them, but you do get variety out of them, and most of them are generally okay. They do sometimes have level requirements. So if your personal level is only like level 2 or 3, some of them you're just not going to be able to buy. Are you already in a clan? Okay, good. So the clans have their own dojo, which you can find on the big map, and all dojos have research centers. So you have like the Tenant Lab, the Grenier Lab, Corpus Lab, Infested Lab, and they will have weapons that are researched. So you can purchase those. You'll just have to get the like mutagen masses and the things that are required for it. Um, those you can get by those. Oh, okay, good, good, good. All right. Yeah, that's another good way to get some. And generally those weapons are pretty good. Um, again, it's going to be limited by your personal rank. Yeah, and if you're just starting off, it's going to take just a little while of just beating things and leveling up the weapons you have and using what you can. All right, what was I doing here? Oh, I should do Plague Star. Yeah, let's do it. So this Plague Star thing is the new event that's out, and it has its own like shop. So I'm trying to get standing to buy the new like weapon that's available from it. This is kind of what I was hoping to gear up my buddies for, to say, okay, if I can get you to like a decent point, then maybe you can come with, because it says it's only level like 15 to 20. But there's a lot of like enemies, and I'm like, these guys probably aren't going to be ready for this, as you'll see. Um, one thing that I was doing with them that I would recommend probably for you too is on, let me just so I have the names correct, on Venus, I believe it is. On Fossa, there's the Jackal. So he's a boss. He is a little difficult at first. He's not too bad. It's just once you get the rhythm of how he attacks, basically it's all a skill of like if you can jump up and like wall latch, which is just aiming basically while you're holding a wall. You can actually hold onto the wall above his lasers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he drops two frames. So he drops Rhino and what was it? Volt, I think it was. Be wrong about that. Oh no, no, I'm sorry, it is just Rhino. So he drops Rhino parts. So if you can get the Rhino part, I think you can buy the blueprint at the market, if I'm not mistaken. You can also get some blueprints for like some weapons that are pretty dang good. The only thing with it is the parts for those weapons aren't a thing that's like something you're not gonna have to worry about for a really long time. Um, but just happen to get them while you're there is awesome. Rhino parts drop at a pretty high percentage from him, so they're almost 40%, except the systems, which is like 23. Uh, and Rhino is like a tanky Warframe, so has a lot of armor, has extra health, extra shield, and it probably, I would say, would help um, get you through like a lot of if you're struggling with any of the like basic missions or anything like that. Oh, you have it. Oh, okay. See, you're one step ahead of these guys. You had the same thought as I did. I was like, man, if you guys can get this Rhino, at least get the parts today, then yeah, you have it cooking. Um, 12 hours for the parts, and then 3 days for the frame. Like you can go do other things, level up other weapons, and when that thing's done, you can start leveling that up. And when he's ready, I had no doubt that at least they'd survive, in whatever other things, survival missions or whatever we're gonna do. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah. The taxon. I mean, once you get that, and it's yeah, it's so much. Oh, and you get the pet going too. Yeah, it's kind of a two different play styles. Like I personally like the Death Cube, which is like a taxon. Um, like I've definitely had the pets, but the pets are kind of specific. So if you want to use them for like specific reasons, they kind of make sense. Um, and I haven't found any that were like there's some mods that like can definitely help them be stronger, but in general they're just not as you got to save them every once in a while kind of thing. Like the Death Cube is either like dead or alive. Like it's not you're not gonna get in this like halfway, picking up the Death Cube. Once it's dead, it's dead. Though I guess it does revive every once in a while. Like there is a mod for that too. But there's all sorts of different little companions and yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole on that one. But the other thing I was telling them too is, to make sure that you do bounty missions and get your relics, get your standings up.
Destroy the boil, but no, he wants it to flourish.
Because they also, the other thing is too, you need to get the Arcwing at some point.
To see them, couldn't get anyone to take that on.
Which I think is actually required at some point, but it's like the game doesn't teach you how to fish, it doesn't teach you how to mine. It doesn't tell you like what standing is and how you spend it and how to rank up with the factions. So that's kind of one thing that I was going through with them also. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And kill the boil.
Alright, my living and it looks like he's already down there. Go.
Toxin! The Tenno maggots want my toxin! Stop them! Fayheck, a two-bit despot with a mind half an inch wide and a face like a rejected skin graft. Council would like you to make his life miserable. Well, more miserable.
Toxin secured. Prepared. Vayhek knows what we're up to now. I am directing you to the location of a green chemical mixer. Use it to prepare the toxin. The mixer is inside that vault. Clear out the area so we can use it.
Keep them away, killer. That machine must finish its work.
Yeah, that reload's nice.
Of the filthy Alstron rats that infest her walls!
needs more time. Keep the Grenier at bay. Grenier drone will serve as an optimal delivery system. I've marked one on your map. Drone look. Hack in. Insert the Thrax toxin. I'll steer it toward the boil.
Yeah, that's something you will get eventually. That is a necromech. It's a lot easier to use on I think that we're about to do. I think this is kind of easier for this too, but around here. So my buddy was trying to do the, he was like, yeah, I want to build this thing, but where do I get fish oil? And then I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Go down the rabbit hole about getting this Arcwing. The Arcwing is fun. And it definitely helps get around. Sure beats running through the plane. And if you've gone to Fortuna, I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just another open world area. Increases your standing and everything, but it's definitely better than walking, and it's definitely better than the K-Drive, which is like the skateboard thing. Which I was actually kind of surprised that he didn't already have. You don't have the K-Drive? Seems like they would make you get that first. But when I started, they didn't even have the current tutorial system. Like the whole tutorial that we went through is like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Platinum is the premium currency in the game. So either it's by cash, or there are items in the game that are worth Platinum. Usually they're from relics. So they're like prime parts, because non-prime frames and weapons and stuff like that aren't tradable. Really, it's only like prime parts. So if you're trying to get Platinum without spending any money, that's probably the only way to do it. Because you're going to farm relics and you're going to sell on the market parts that you don't need. One thing I will say though is there are login bonuses And you can sometimes get 50% off and 75% off vouchers. Like today I got a 25% off one. Like I'm not gonna use that. But, when I got a 75% off one, I was like, maybe I'll drop a few bucks because that's a lot of platinum. And for me, I don't need, I wasn't buying like an entire frame or, like a whole bunch of stuff. Really, I just needed like a part here and there to finish off things that I had started and weren't able to finish. They do sometimes with the default frames and weapons and things like that. So when I started like a couple years ago, I had been working on a bunch of stuff. I took like a break for like, it was probably like 2 years. And then when I came back, I was like, oh crap, I can't build any of this stuff anymore. Like I can't even get the parts. So when you saw those relics, like a lot of those relics are bolted. Like if I open them, they're gone forever. Like you're not gonna find those relics anymore. So I was hesitant to open them. So that's an Axiom too. That's really good. I don't know what's in that, but I'm sure I will use it eventually. So this is where the fun's gonna begin here. Yeah, and also, I guess the reason was that's like at 75% off. Having played it for like years, I have like 1,200 hours in it. I'm like, I can spend a few bucks on this and not feel bad. As you can see, okay, so these enemies are almost built. Which is, I mean, it's not crazy high, but it's high enough that, if you're not paying attention, they swarm you, they'll take you down. And then there's these guys, and we got 4 of those guys to take down. Oh, 1 hour left in the Rhino, nice. Yeah, so I would say Platinum in general, I wouldn't just buy it. As you play the game, you'll get these relics. Like there's the 4 different levels of them, Axiom being the highest level. But the Lith relics are they're pretty standard. So you're gonna get those just in missions that you play. And those parts, like when you get duplicates of those, some of them you can sell for platinum. If you go to the market chat, you'll see people like buying and selling stuff all day, every day. But there is a Warframe market, so it's not actually related to Warframe. It's kind of a separate thing. So you can see what the value is, or how much like a reasonable price for things are. And I believe it's actually just Warframe.market. But you can just Google Warframe market and it'll pop up. But that's also a really useful resource. Go and see that guy dropped a Neo relic, which is also awesome. There is a new Warframe out. Yeah, it's like they just created it and it came out. That's another reason I'm doing this specific thing, because the relics for that frame drop from here. Yeah, I guess the other part of his Rhino's a pretty Yeah, you got the relics are a big part of the game. Prime frames come specifically from relics. Bosses will drop regular frame parts, so you can definitely get the regular frames. And the prime variants are just, the stats are just like a little bit better. They're more all around, just a little bit better. Definitely worth getting. They definitely a lot of forward frames. They all have a cool frame. But that's one thing that like I kind of only did a little bit. Like I only got a couple regular frames, and then really went for prime frames. That was just like how it worked out when I first started. So I ended up with like, and then plus also like when I first started, I got the Twitch Prime. Like I said, I got Trinity Prime first. So Trinity Prime is a healing frame. Oh, he actually knocked me out of my thing. So that was super useful early. And it just had like better stats than most of the frames I was picking up. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to use this for a while. At the time, I didn't realize the whole, if your frame is maxed out, you're not getting personal experience. If you start, it's like not that big of a deal. You want to use, unless you are using a frame like Rhino, where you're like, okay, I'm going to be using this one because it has those better stats. I wouldn't be too worried about like leveling items just to level them. I'd be leveling them to use them, and then worry about leveling different weapons or better weapons. Because if you're still using an MK1 variant, like you definitely want all the MK1s are the kind of the starter weapons. Yeah. And is Bloopy Archer your? Oh, I should ask what system do you play on? Are you on? Because right now, like they are introducing cross-platform, but it hasn't been released yet. So, you know, it'll be PlayStation, Xbox, even on the phone, mobile, and you can log in with your same account to everybody else. And it's gonna be freaking awesome. But until they do, if you are playing on PC, you know, I can definitely add you as a friend and. Definitely join us on level, I guess you call it. You know, these guys, my other buddies that started. One of them, like I see more than the other guys. Like I haven't even talked to him too much, so I'm not sure how available he's actually going to be. But I'm more than happy to, you know, help out. I can shuttle you to some other planets, and or at least get you through some of the more difficult like sections, or you know, even with Rhino, just say. Go to some survival mission and just level up. Because you know, there's no doubt you can do it on your own. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take. Whereas you can see that like pretty clear out at this point. And the thing is too is I'm leveling parts too. So like this ballistic thing, I don't know what the mastery level is, it's probably like 5. Like it's not like a low weapon. And it's like even those lower level missions, when you're doing them, it still gives me XP, so why not? Sorry, I'll check back with you in just a second. This guy out. This is the last version of the
on Kansu's blades, nothing. Nice work, number one done. We're breathing easier back here. During these dark nights, Cetus is grateful for your help. The CAC will keep you supplied until we beat this. Go see her. You have not won, maggots.
No, I think we won.
You have not won!
Pretty sure we won. Okay, you're on PS4. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, since the crossplay isn't in effect yet, I wouldn't be able to meet up with you. Though I could definitely give you some advice and that kind of thing. But I would say if your clan's active, you know, there's usually people that are more than willing to help out to level and, you know, get groups together. Otherwise, you can always go to this chat right here, the recruiting chat. So that's kind of what this thing is for. You can just say, hey, is anybody, you know, trying to complete Mars or Jupiter or, you know, like a specific planet, or if you just say, hey, I need help like leveling, somebody will be like, hey, I got nothing going on, let's do it. To this guy. 6, so I got the blueprint. I can get this one part. Oh no, I can't, it's 4,000. Oof. $4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Oh, that's a stance for the saw. I see, so I kind of have to get that anyway. All right. Get that now. No, I never played City of Villains. Sounds like a fun game, though. Actually looking at it as we speak. Wow, it actually does kind of look like a precursor game to Warframe, kind of like half Marvel or DC, like mixed in. Actually, very much so. Is it DC? It looks like a Dr. Hawkeye, Crimson Star. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, I got into the Old Republic for quite a while, and then the mechanic kind of seems like that, where it's like you have the light side, dark side, and in that one it's like while you're doing missions, your paths would cross. So it's like, oh, is he gonna attack me, or did I catch him slipping? Did he catch me slipping? Like, pretty fun. Alright, let's see what's next on the list here. Okay, that's good. I just need to feed the helmets. I should be farming this thing, like doing this a couple more times, but I do have time later in the week to do this, so I'm not going to do it again tonight. These guys have a red share going. Oh, I don't have enough. Don't have enough stuff. Oh, right, that was the other thing I was going to do. Okay, that's kind of low level. Let's see. And I would also recommend not doing as I do, which is taking like 3 weapons that like don't really do much damage. Like if you have a weapon that like you know is pretty good, I would at least bring one of those with you. Like I'm high enough level that my Warframe I know has an ability that is like a blaster. Oh yeah, that's Atlas. Yep, Atlas can summon the rock dudes. He can like get rock around him as like an extra set of armor. That dude is pretty cool.
It is time for those against us to pay.
Yeah, and you know, as you have realized that each frame has its own abilities, so finding different frames and figure out what they do and how to play with them, like their styles and everything, is part of the like addiction, I guess, to this game. You know.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Okay, pretty much have all the frames. I know I'm missing a lot of the normal ones. Before I was like, I'm not gonna get platinum over this, you know. But eventually you start getting frames, and you're like, okay, I'll just get platinum to get like frame slots or extra weapon slots. You can get them from the normal also. Sometimes you can get frame slots and weapon slots.
For personal support modules dropped by fallen enemies.
Kind of the cool thing about it. But otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily say I would put any money into it at all. Actually, are there? Don't remember if there's relics in here. Not relics, but marks is what they're called. And this is a system that you're gonna eventually get to. It's nothing. Oh, the laser. Actually, that gun is not great. It's cool because it electrocutes everybody. It just doesn't do all that much damage. And I'm sure there's, like, you see it's like you do 10s, 20s, 15s. I mean, like it's okay. It's overall it's not that great though. They're definitely. I mean, that Arcoplasma I have is probably my best weapon, and you know, these guys. It would kill all of them that were standing right there with one shot. This thing's just kind of fun.
Activating it
Plus,
will buy you more time.
plus the other thing is like because I'm a high level and I have like higher level mods, like it's kind of doing more damage. So it's a little deceiving. It's like yeah, it seems like it's doing pretty good, but like this Ballistica thing. Yeah, this thing doesn't do damage. It shoots a hail of arrows. The cool thing about arrows is like it'll pin them against the wall. Is this not arrows? I swear these are cold. This gun also shoots these weird cubes. Cube at somebody. They're an electric cube.
Life support
And if
incoming.
they touch it, like that, it blows up in a storm of electricity. It's fun to watch, but it's like, it's just kind of weird. The Syndicate thing is something you'll figure out at some point. I don't even know when they introduce those in the game. Like, if you might be able to start them right now. But it's just like kind of like the other factions where you get Syndicate points with them. You want to like rank up in them to get the other things that they offer for sale with their points. And I have tons of hours, and this is going to be the first time I'm like really close to finishing 2 of the Syndicates. they go in pairs. So if you pick like this one with the red veil, you're automatically going to be in Steel Meridian because they like complement each other, and then you're against all the other factions, which is a fun dynamic because they'll send out assassins and stuff for you. So the abilities of frames have all maxed out at 3, yes, like level 3. Actually, there is a thing to change abilities. You can change one ability, and that's a system that came out with just recently, and it is confusing as hell. I haven't actually figured out how to do it, and part of that is my Nightwave, like that feed the helmet thing. Like I've fed him, and he's like maxed, so I can't give him any more until I use him. And I'm like nervous to use him because he consumes a Warframe, and then you can put an ability from the one consumed into a new Warframe. And it's only like the first ability, so maybe the X, whatever the X ability is. For this guy, it's the shield share. I believe that's what that is. No, that actually steel shield. But every Warframe has their own ability. The article on the wiki is, gives you a pretty good idea of like what it does. But I don't want to like mess up a frame by putting an ability on it and then oh man, I didn't want to lose, like give up this ability for that ability kind of thing. So I'm a little hesitant to like set this with screen abilities. The not prime frames, like I could go back and just farm them. The prime frames are a pain in the ass though. Like I don't want to like put an ability on a prime frame and then find out I don't want it. This is the ability. This gun actually uses the Warframe shields in order to fire. But I have like 5,000 shield, so it's really not a big deal. The energy that's like coming off me is an ephemera, which is like a thing that you equip as like an appearance mod or whatever, like an appearance thing. Like the ephemeras you can get from, if you have Amazon Prime, actually, there's one available like today, like right now. I think some kind of green glow thing. I can go back, when I go back I'll check it out. But that like yellow flame coming off me is called the Smoking Body ephemera. And they can also go on your pets. Not all of them, but some of them can. I don't think the Smoking Body one works on pets. It'd be cool if it did. Okay, we should probably start using the weapon. I'm trying to level up here. Oh, okay. So yeah. So for abilities and things like that, you can actually change the color under the appearance tab. So you can change the color of your Warframe, the color of like the individual parts, and like the weapon colors and everything like that. So it's probably, I mean, if you're looking at the energy of this blue coming off of this thing, I'm sure you can change the color. So I can probably make it whatever, any number of colors that are available. There are like packs of colors. Actually, and with Private, I do believe there's a color pack that comes with it too. I forgot what the color pack is actually called, but and then a while back they gave like a Twitch one away, which was like all these like shades of purple. And it's like, okay. I mean, purple's cool, but only purple? I don't think I need the whole pack of purples. A couple of 4 shades or something. That energy can be changed, this energy can be changed. And I think that this color, I believe, is off the Warframe itself. But probably not, actually. If it's blue like that, it's probably the same. Yeah, which is fun too. Like,
extraction is available.
Like you get like the flamethrower, which is the Ignis. You can change the color of the flame to like some odd color, so it's like, you know, yellow or green or something, and it's like fire damage or cold. Your brain just is like, wait, what? Why would it? It's a cold color, not a hot color. Blue sphere in the bottom right. I think what that is it's the ability of Hildren. So Hildren actually makes a like a blaster basically that uses his own shield energy to shoot it. So I was using that in order to like kill the grouped up enemies because these weapons that I have like really weren't doing it very well. And I'll show you this. So if you go to your guy and go to the appearance section here, there's an attachments. Right, and then down here is ephemeras. I did not realize that I had the Saturn 6 stuff on. So that's why it looks kind of bulky. But yeah, so this is the smoking body, do like wings. That was a Nightwave reward. And the wings are cool, but they kind of get in the way of the camera, which is why I'm not using them. The Fate Path I use on some guys, where it makes like a little stream of okay, it's not actually showing it. Like makes a path when you walk. Yeah, there it goes. But those generally are things that you buy. I never bought any of these. This is the newest one, right? Verve, I think it's called. I think my Warframe is too thick.
Are you enjoying the view?
Let's and then down here is where, yeah, so you have energy and then you have the emissive. And the emissive is like the stuff, no, the energy is what's coming off. The emissive, I believe, is what you're shooting. So for the gun, you have an appearance tab. Okay, so this is just the default stuff. So the color of that is just what it was. But this is the energy right here. So you can change it to literally whatever color you want. Usually I just do like copy Warframe colors and like change it to exactly the same stuff that I have. Of course, that's still blue energy, so let's see. I think this is the one that was free. Potentia? Yeah, it must be. Of course, I want to charge you for all the other stuff. Do gammas. Just for the heck of it, let's do this like deep orange and see what that does. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, it is a crossbow. Choose between 4-bolt volley or a deadly charge shot. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that out. Right. So yeah, so that's the ephemera that you just equip. And then that same, some of those ephemeras can be equipped to your pets. Definitely not all of them. Like I have the little skirt one, and that I'm pretty sure that doesn't go on a pet. Actually, I can show you that. Let's see. Let us take out. I think that's Shira that's over there. So let's take Shira. Attachment, ephemera. Okay. Unfortunately, I guess only one of them that I have goes on the pet. It's kind of weird. It says it's changing its colors. Is that the... That's pretty noticeable. Oh, I see. Right. They've got their own color selection thing. Forgot about that. No, that's a little weird. Yeah, pretty cool. But there are definitely a lot of, as you can see, different dudes you can I mean you could like make these guys. There's like different like MOAs you can make. Which are pretty cool too. I mean all sorts of stuff. These hounds, mechanical hounds. Personally, I like this guy. And I rescued him off a planet. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. Like this ephemera, like I don't know why it's the only one that goes on them. I know there's other ones that do. Um, but it's also like in the heat of battle when things are happening, like I can actually spot them a little bit easier. You can level up at pretty much anywhere. The higher the level of the enemies, the more experience they'll give you. So you kind of want to find a balance between what kind of enemy, like what level of enemies you can take, um, or not. Like if you have some people that like with you, like if you're solo, like for sure you want to be careful about that. Just because like if you get down too many times, then you're gonna fail the mission. Um, but if you have people with you, you might like you'll see on the navigation if there's like open squads, and you can just like join someone's squad, and you're like, okay, there's a bunch of people doing this already. Like I don't have to worry too much about like the burden of like killing all these dudes is on me. You'll notice too sometimes if you haven't seen this before. Well, actually, I don't necessarily want to take this dude. So on the navigation itself, you'll see stuff like this. So even on Earth, there's like these like symboled ones, like to call, and you'll see it has a bonus of resource drop chance and affinity from kills, and affinity especially for melee kills, or extra affinity for melee kills. So if you go to a place like this and just fight and hang out and stuff like that, like you'll get extra. Affinity is basically XP, so you get that extra affinity for killing enemies at that place and just hang out as long as you can. because you'll get the regular XP while you're there, and then right when you leave, you get like bonus XP, and that bonus XP can be pretty good. It'll be almost like usually a lot of times it's like double what you got during the mission. The other thing that can happen is if you go to a relay, and I'm not saying this happens all the time, but some people have the ability to like give out affinity boosters. So if you get an affinity booster, that would also help. There are other ways to go about it, but I'm just giving you like the standard kind of solo thing. Stuff like this, and then doing the bounties. Also, the bounties generally you're going to get grouped with people, so it's kind of a higher chance. But you'll also get stuff that's useful. The bounties on the planes are for the Revenant and Gara, I believe. So there's 2 frames that you can get just by doing those bounties. But you want to do you want to be there for the standing and for some of the other stuff they drop too, because there's mods that drop there, there's relics that drop there. So it's kind of like killing the 2 birds with 1 stone. You want to be there anyway, and then as you go up in standing, you can get the higher level things. But you did remind me while we're talking about that, I actually need to go to a relay. So I'm gonna see if I can finish off the syndicates that I have. I actually should have showed you where you interact with that. I have to do it when I get back. Alright, so I don't think I can fast travel there. Nope. Alright. Okay, so all those blue symbols, if you haven't been to a relay, are the different factions. It's like their little, I don't know, alcove or rooms or whatever you want to call them. You don't really need to worry about this. Like, even if you do select factions and you start collecting those things, I would just collect them for like a long, long time. And then one time, way long from now, then you come here and turn them in. Because, one, they're not worth that much. And there's like so much stuff to get that like you might as well just hold on to them until later on. Alright, how much do we got? 40,000. That'd be 120. That's actually pretty decent. Okay. Then somebody over here. So this guy, he looks pretty important. Yep.
These may help.
He's gonna sell me stuff. I need this. I don't actually need it. I just don't want to have to like ever come back. Okay, so this is the last piece I need for 70, and I'm at 25. So I think, yeah, only take like a day or 2. And I literally went through and bought like everything these guys offer, basically. Just so I'd be completely done with them, and can move on to the other factions, because they all have different offerings. So one of the unfortunate thing is that I found out that there's like a weapon that like one faction sells one piece and then the other faction sells another piece, and it's like, holy crap. Steel Meridian is, I believe it's these guys down here. But again, I mean, you may not even have access to all this stuff, so I won't even worry too much about this. Oh, I got General Insignia. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those.
Here's what we can do for you.
Alright.
I hope you put it
this
to
little
good use.
emote, I guess. We got 1 left to buy at 70, so yeah, I'm right in line. Like 1 more day and I should be able to get those 2, and then I'll switch factions, and then it's working my way back up with those factions, so good times. Yeah, there are some shapely frames, that's for sure. This is a chick. I do believe Hildren is a female, and she thick. That is for sure. No doubt about it. Okay, so when you come up here, is this this is the syndicates. I don't know if you have access to this yet, but if you go into here, you'll see that these are the two that I'm associated with, Red Veil and Steel Meridian. But as you increase these ones, you go negative with the other ones. Which is kind of why I was like, okay, if I can finish these two, I can work on getting these guys, like the next two. I'm guessing it's Arbiters of Hexus and Cephalon Suda here. Working on getting them up to rank 5. Because you have to, it's just like the other places, you have to like offer them things.
As feared as you are respected.
Hunted by Charger Eximus platoon or a squad. Wow. So it's, I mean, it's not anything that's like crazy, but they do offer their own special. They have mods for weapons. They have mods for Warframes. And then they have their own like special weapons. So this is like that Ballistica that I'm actually using right now. This is like the upgrade for it, the Radica Ballistica, which there might be like a Ballistica Prime. Unfortunately, the Ballistica is just not that great. Radica Cyrnos. That looks, or did I not? There was something that needed a Cyrnos. It's gonna take me a second to figure this one out. Like I said, I went to the market and I just started buying like all the blueprints for things that Mutilus Cyrnos is okay. That's what I was looking at. Alright, no worries there. I'm pretty sure you get that from the dojo. the other store, like the market or the dojo? Well, there's not really a ship store. The thing I was looking at is for syndicates. Those syndicates, the red glowing. This right here, you're saying? Before you go down. You don't mean this. I mean that's not red. To the red before you go down the stairs. Oh, you're talking about this stuff. Well, the only thing, I mean, you're not talking about this. I mean, this is kind of the market, but that's like, this is a weird way to access it. Like, I don't actually use this console. Or are you talking about this stuff down here? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there's this. Is that what you're talking about? This thing? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so that's Nightwave, which is like an event that's going on right now. Yeah, the reason I was like, what? Because this is actually like a radio also. So if you have that on, she sits there and like talks. But I turned that off like so long ago, I totally forget it's even there. It's the same. That's the same thing as when you go to your navigation, clicking down here at this Nightwave intermission. Yeah, the lady with the lips. I got you. Yep. Now it's all making sense. So what this is basically they're giving you objectives to give you points, and then as you rank up, you get rewards for it. So the level 1 rewards is the credits. If you're using a controller, on the right stick down there it says Greed Offerings. And then you can buy all these different things. So stuff like Vauban would be something pretty cool to buy with those credits, like right off the bat. Like Vauban's kind of a tanky frame, it has some cool abilities. So that would be right off the bat what I would get with that. That Orkan reactor, if you want to double its capacity, is always good. Orkan catalysts are the same thing, but for weapons. So if you have a weapon you like and you want to double its mod capacity, that's what the Orkan catalyst is for. These are all just helmets, which are cool, but I wouldn't say get those unless you're, get the important stuff first and then worry about that. One thing that I would look at is some of these mods. So if you just picked like Excalibur first, something like this might actually be really good if you're using it. Viper's a weapon and Volt's a frame. So allies that passes have 35 shield I mean, that's cool. I wouldn't worry about that for you personally with Volt, but there's other mods too. I wouldn't worry about ammo. Loot detector you kind of don't really need. There's one called Thief's Wit, which is basically the same thing. Pistol scavenger, rifle. Okay, this one's pretty good. Rifle damage increased, right? So that's an aura for your entire team. You and your team. That just increases your rifle damage, which is pretty awesome starting off. Those auras are the I don't know if they even explained that in the tutorial. Your aura slot is the one that's up here. Right, and again, those have their own like polarization. That one, you're right. So once you do the Nightwave missions, like look at what it's saying, it'll be like you saw some of the ones that I had there, like get so many kills or whatever. The only one I have left right now is that Feed the Helmeth, which I want to look into before I mess with that. But kill 150 enemies with abilities. If you have like Excalibur or Mag or something like that, that's pretty easy to do. Scan a couple objects or enemies. That's another thing my buddies asked about that I'm not sure if you know about. On the relays, you can go to Cephalon Samaris and buy the scans. So if you have the scan gun, which they both did, so I don't know if that's a reward you get early or how that works, but you can get more scans from Cephalon Samaris in the relays, and you can fast travel straight to him. Kill enemies while raiding K-Drive, catch rare fish. So the other part of this equation is some of the stuff you're just not going to be able to do. Sometimes they're not going to give you the Steel Path missions. They might give you the first one of this, which is the Eladon Tetralist, I think it's called. Syndicate missions, Nightmare missions, kill 500 enemies. So they're going to give you missions that if you complete, you get the points. Those points, every 10,000 will give you a level in Nightwave, and then you'll get these rewards. And some, like I said, are pretty good. Formas, right there's an Orkan reactor that you just get for free. Weapon slots, right at level 3, which is awesome. The wings are level 4. And then more colors right there, purples and blues. So it's totally worth doing. Yeah, good. Yeah, so I would just keep a look at those. They're weekly, so you can see there's 4 days left on mine on this grouping. But then there's daily ones. So the ones that one that was like 25 scans, that's a daily. And I think they give you 2 days for a daily, which is, I don't know why they call it a daily. Like right, daily weekly act. It's a daily act, but it's 2 days. The other thing is that I'm pretty sure they introduced is even if you're completing them, it'll recover ones from previous weeks that you run around for. So it'll give you like the opportunity to make up for some of the points, yeah. But because you're like lower level, like I said, there may just be a couple that you're just not going to be able to do. In this like grouping, I don't know. I mean, I assume it's the same on PlayStation, that the rewards are the same. Um, really, I would just go as far as you can, and I wouldn't worry too much about like missing some stuff, because this event comes up like every other month or something like that. I don't know if that Plague Star thing is like that. I assume it is, where it'll just be like a sporadic event that pops up and it's like, okay, go do it. Because the Thermia one used to be like that too. When that Thermia one came out, I was like, oh man, I gotta crush it, and like I gotta get this like max reward before this thing goes away. But it's repeated. Like it comes back every month or so. Um, and the points that you earn towards it, I believe you get to keep them. So you can just do a few and be like, oh no, I'm not gonna keep doing this, or I can't complete it, screw it, and then come back and complete it another time. So I definitely like see what other people are doing. A lot of the times with these night waves, everyone has the same missions. So if you have one that you're like, okay, I don't even know what this thing is, like that Eladon Hydralist, um, like you can just go onto that recruiting chat and say, hey, is anybody doing this hunt for Nightwave missions? And there's going to be some people that are doing it. Something like that though does require like this blast gun that like goes on your dude. So you may actually have to complete like story missions in order like to even be able to access that mission. So right now, I would just pick up what you can and not worry too much about like getting to the end of any particular night wave. All these rewards will be there again. Actually, and you can even see on mine, like this right here, this reward has already been earned, so they gave me credits instead. So all of these are like basically something. I don't have this. I don't think I hit level 30 the last time this came up. So like I said, it's not the end of the world if you don't get everything, but you definitely want to get those extra weapon slots. Those are the rewards in this line, in the line up there. So even at level 1, you should have gotten 150 credits, right? That's what this is right here. So you get 150 there, you get an extra 50 at level 6, and then another extra 50 at level 11 here. And then it keeps going. So every, what is it, 6? Yeah, it looks like every about 6. Oh, right there, there's... Every few, you get more credits. And it's just a reward for doing those missions. But like I said, that 150 should be enough to buy Vauban right off the bat, right from her. And you probably just purchased the blueprint for Vauban from the market. And if you haven't seen that, I will show you that real quick.
It's time for Nora
You just
to
like
say
hit start and go to the
goodnight.
market right here. Up in this category section, you just go down to Warframes. And then this is the filtering I was telling you about. If you select these, okay. So if you own it, it'll take it away. If you've mastered it, it'll take it away. And then this is hide items without blueprints. So if you can buy the blueprint here, it'll show up. So apparently, there are blueprints for dudes that I do not have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy them because I may want to feed them to my Helmuth at some point. See, I've never even gotten parts for. I'm one part away from Valkyr. Honestly, I may have actually had one of these, two of these, like Frost. Like I'm pretty sure I had Frost a while back. But then I got Frost Prime, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend the money on the thing, so I sold it. And then, of course, later on, they came out with a system where it's like, oh, no, you should have sold that. Like, now you can actually use it for something. But at this point, I have so much credit, like so much money that I'm not all that worried about it. Oh, and I have all this stuff for Mirage. Interesting. And then for me personally, just to build these guys and then get them to level 30 is good for my personal rank. I don't. Yeah, like I don't know what the max rank is. I think it's 30. So I'm kind of just working my way up there, and Um, and like I said, having my buddy start is like just kind of incentive for me to go back and uh, help them out. And even if I don't have like the best weapons on those missions, it's like not the end of the world. It's more about helping them out. But might as well get some XP while I'm at it. Um, if you check out, yeah, if you've seen some of the other like videos and stuff that I posted, you'll see me doing like the next level stuff, which is what. So a while back, I tried what's called the Steel Path. Once you unlock all the nodes in the universe, basically, it restarts. So now instead of level 1 enemies, you're looking at level 101, and then it goes up from there. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can do this, and it was rough. I don't remember what mastery level I was at the time, but it wasn't working out very well. So I'm like, okay, I need to like not only raise my mastery level, but I need to like really start researching to figure out what mods do I need, like what weapons should I use. It's something you're not gonna have to worry about for a long time. Or I mean, at least like, quite a while. I'm like diving you into the deep end of the game. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's the personal like mastery. And doing that like gives you like slight bonuses to your kind of like overall Warframe capabilities, I guess you'd call it. I think it also adds mastery points, like points that are available to your to use in Warframes. Like it raises the max by one, I think, every level. So in the end, doing those like just makes you overall stronger. That was my question. Because the first time I tried it, I'm like, oh, I got this Opticore Vandal and I have this Hildren, and I'm like, I'm kicking the crap out of a lot of these guys. And went there and I ran out of ammo. I killed like 4 guys and was like out of ammo. And I was like, uh-oh, this is not gonna work. So I really had to like research and look at like, well, what are people using and what mods are people using in order to like do these things? Because a lot of the game is, well, as you've probably found out already, is a lot of like farming for things. So like you're farming for Rhino by killing that, doing the assassins, and there's like tons of um, boss guys like that to farm different frames and things, but they also drop other things. So sometimes you're looking for something that's like a 10% chance to drop as opposed to 30. So you have to run through it so many times in order to get that thing. Um, it's not really something you have to worry about for a while. Mostly like you're just gonna find the weapons that you like and frames that you like. You're gonna get into the primes like once you start getting relics and opening those, and once you start getting those prime weapons and prime frames and things like that, you're gonna be like, okay, I see that these things are a little bit more powerful, and I can see why people are using them. And then you find the mods that are associated with those. So whether it's a shotgun, a pistol, a rifle, um, yeah, like you get to see like, oh, okay, I got this like pierce through. Like, what do I want pierce through for, right? And then you're gonna get like a sniper rifle or something, and you're gonna be like, oh, I get it. Like now this thing takes out like 5 dudes in a line. But it's all just experience while you're playing. Um, when you get to the level 100 thing, there's tricks. There's like specific mods that like um, where you're like stacking status effects on people to do extra damage. So you hit them with a melee. If you watched like the previous video where I was doing that, I'd hit them with a melee and put a bunch of status effects on them, and then hit them with my regular gun. And then what the mod does is it does extra damage based on how many status effects are on the enemy. Yeah, it may be the same idea. Absolutely. Yeah, and then those, of course, all those statuses like frost, like you hit them once and they just slow down. They're like practically frozen when you hit them. So stuff like fire is really good. Like, I mean, even the frost is like if you're doing a mission that's like a rescue or a capture or something, and you're like, well, you don't have to kill everybody on the map. Like, you can just walk by, swing at them, hit them, and then they're not attacking you. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna freeze them in their tracks, go on, get that mission, keep moving. Um, the the ships the ships are a little bit different. You can find parts for those, but they're like kind of specific, like where you find them. The really small, like X-wing looking one is a Nightwave reward. So those rewards that change um, when you get to level 30 on Nightwave, that's one of the ships. The other one, there's those like containers that you open, just the regular um, like almost like cylinder ones, not the ones that like not the lockers, but the ones that are like on the ground that like shine. There are ones that are rare and they're like a little bit bigger and they're like brown, I think. There's like one of the ship that I'm using now is how you that's the one that you get from there. And then another ship is from Assassins. So the Shadow Assassin specifically. As you're like when you kill bosses, they're gonna send you like a message and they'll be like, "You're not gonna get away with this." And what that basically means is that you have an assassin targeting you. And while you're going through some kind of mission, like that assassin will pop up, and when you kill him, he has a chance of dropping specific things. So that's another way to get one of the other type of ship. The colors, I believe, if it's not here, no, it's not there. That's the rail jack. That's something you'll get later also. The ship should be no.
Well
You know what
put
it is?
together, operator.
It's
Now
under
get out
start.
there and cut down the and make the Lotus proud.
I want to say it's operator. No, it's not operator. It is under equipment, and then all the way down here at orbiter. And then you can go to yeah, orbiter appearance. Okay, orbiter appearance is the inside. Landing craft is the outside. Uh, decorate is for your room. I don't know if you if that's part of the story or not. Yeah, but you can come in here and change the colors around, which I've actually been meaning to do because the blue and white was like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but there's probably something better. That's kind of cool. It's almost like a military aspect. Yeah, let's see what else we got. Blue and white. It's kind of cool too. Kind of like that too. Yeah, we'll go with that one for now. Oh, absolutely. I've been kind of I used to stream a long time ago and started having a little bit of following on a game that's like not as consistent as this game is, like where it's not as long. So you get to some point and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to be streaming something else. So everybody that was watching me play this game probably won't be interested. And then when I got back into Warframe, oh, I know it absolutely for a free game that's not like pay to win or pay to play or not trying to like absolutely suck money out of you. Yeah, it's probably one of the best, if not the best. Um, and like I said, like I played it for years, but and it wasn't until I got back into the game that I was like, you know what? I played it for so many hours, like I have 1,000, almost 1,200 hours logged or whatever it is. That when I got that 75% off, I was like, I'm not gonna feel bad at all dropping like I put like 20 bucks in and bought literally every piece that I was missing. And I still have enough platinum for probably a ribbon or some crazy thing. So, I mean, I probably could have done 10 bucks and bought everything I needed with that discount. So, yeah, I really don't feel bad. Uh, you know, because I like the game and that I play it and put the hours into it. And the other half of the equation was that it's like I'm playing this game anyway. You know, it's like I might as well stream it and see if people pop in and help people like you. And then also, just the other day, a guy popped in when I was doing the Steel Path, and he was like, "Hey, you know, do you have this mod? Do you have this weapon?" And then so he helped me make the Steel Path a little bit easier. So it definitely works both ways. So it's just a cool overall experience. Like I said, I'm gonna be here anyway, so it's like might as well talk to people. I'm probably gonna call it a night now. Should be getting to bed. I actually have to work in the morning, so but I will get my second monitor set up, which is actually just like a TV. But I use it as a second monitor, so the whole chatting and being able to like play and chat will be a lot smoother. Like I said, I just recently moved this last weekend, so yeah. I'm actually streaming in a higher quality that I have been, and the internet connection is like way more stable, so the whole experience is just going to be a lot better. So, um, yeah, definitely feel free to pop in anytime I'm on, and I try to get on. I'm pretty much on like every night, at least for a couple hours. Here and there, I'll take a break or whatever, but yeah, feel free to add me as a friend or subscribe, and actually I will add you as well. Yeah, and when the day comes that they release the cross-platform stuff, like, dude, let's get together. We'll like I said, I can shuttle you through or or whatever, Like, if there's something we need to farm, like you want to farm a mod or a weapon or whatever, like I'm totally down. But again, yeah, thank you for joining us and joining me here, and um, I'll catch you next time. Like tomorrow, I should be on, I think, probably the evening sometime, and then I have like pretty much the rest of the week free, so I should be available. The next week is going to be a little hairy, but we'll see how that goes. But like I said, I'll be on at least a couple hours, pretty much every day. So yeah, keep a lookout and more than welcome to join in and chat anytime. Yeah, take care.